All right, guys, so we have more WNBA players who are not stars coming out and addressing the potential lockout, as we are just a couple days away from the deadline. We are only a couple days away, guys. So we got some more players coming out. Steph Talbot, a WNBA veteran, not a star, someone who was not welcome at Unrivaled, someone who was not welcome to Project B. I already showed what Deja Kelly had to say, as she let it be known she is scared, literally scared, for a lockout.
The silence has been absolutely crushing, but now everything is spilling into the open. Deja Kelly finally spoke out, and what she revealed has sent shockwaves ripping through the league. She openly admitted that she is scared, genuinely terrified of the potential WNBA lockout that is now only days away. And understand this clearly. To her, and to countless other players who aren't the league's multi-million-dollar names, this isn't some abstract labor dispute. This is their livelihood, their career, their one real shot at playing professional basketball. Now that fear has turned into anger, and that anger is squarely aimed at the WNBA, the very union that is supposed to protect them. These players are accusing their own representatives of abandoning the most vulnerable athletes, dragging this high-stakes negotiation to a dangerous breaking point that could destroy careers, plunge the league into chaos, and leave them feeling furious, deserted, and completely on their own.
For a lockout, now we have more people coming out and stating more of the same. We got to get into it. Welcome to Keep the Vision. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share the channel, hit that bell notification, and hype the video. Sorry, I am on the road. It's the holidays. I'm not home, not at the studio. Got to do what I got to do. So I'm going to read y'all this article, right? And I'm going to put this article in the description on the video so you can look at it yourself. And the first thing it says, fears for WNL stars with looming WNBA agreement. Now, these are some players who play professional.
And Deja isn't alone. More and more non-star players are stepping up, echoing her raw fear that the December 1st deadline is not just a date. It's a ticking explosive that could obliterate their world. Veterans like Steph Talbot are speaking out with absolute clarity. A lockout wouldn't just be harmful, it would be catastrophic. She represents a massive portion of the league, the majority who cannot simply weather a financial drought. Their collective voices are exposing a painful split, a widening gulf between the union's leadership and its everyday members. This divide has sparked a sense of betrayal among players whose entire futures now hang in the balance. This is a pivotal moment, a crucial test of unity that the union is currently failing.
And I'm going to put this article in the description on the video so you can look at it yourself. And the first thing it says, fears for WNL stars with looming WNBA agreement. Now, these are some players who play professionally in Australia as well when the WNBA is not in season. So they are seeing it as, once this agreement is done, they could potentially only play in the WNBA now. They won't have to play in another overseas league and all of that. All of the things that a lot of these women were claiming, the reasons that they...
Steph Talbot isn't sugarcoating anything. She acknowledges her career is far closer to its end than its beginning, and the urgency in her words is impossible to ignore. She feels the clock ticking, not just for herself, but for the entire generation of players coming behind her. The idea of losing the entire 2026 WNBA season is, to them, unimaginable. Young players trying to prove themselves and veterans nearing retirement both need consistent seasons, consistent paychecks, and a league they can count on. Yet, the WNBPA's current strategy seems to overlook this reality entirely. It prioritizes a high-stakes gamble over the immediate security the vast majority of players desperately need just to sustain their careers and support their families.
The things that a lot of these women were claiming, the reasons that they wanted more pay from the WNBA so they didn't have to play overseas, but they're about to get more pay from the WNBA, but they also want to be able to play in Unrivaled and play in overseas in Project B. These players actually meant it. They did not want to have to play in other leagues beyond the WNBA. So let's take a look, listen to the article here. It says the WNBA's new collective bargaining agreement will set a precedent for other women's sports, but risks taking talent away from WNBL. The American League is currently in negotiations with players.
But here's the question everyone is finally asking. Who is actually driving the WNBPA's hardline stance? What began as whispers of conflict of interest has now become an uproar. Consider this: Nneka Ogwumike, the union president leading these CBA talks, has simultaneously accepted a multi-million-dollar deal to serve as the face of Project B, a rival league. This dual role has enraged players who now wonder if their union leader is personally benefiting from an outside competitor while making decisions that could jeopardize their primary source of income, the WNBA. The optics alone are disastrous, obliterating trust at what might be the most crucial moment in league history.
Listen to the article here. It says the WNBA's new collective bargaining agreement will set a precedent for other women's sports but risk taking talent away from WNBL. The American League is currently in negotiations with Players Union to settle on a CBA by December 1st. We just a few days away, guys. And it says, and has reportedly offered to increase the maximum salary to more than $1.1 million. Base wages are expected to jump from $220,000 to $338,000. The average salary will more than triple its currently $130,000. Okay, whatever. However, negotiation.
And Nneka isn't the only one under fire. Breanna Stewart and Nafisa Collier, also key figures on the WNBPA's negotiating board, are the co-founders of Unrivaled, yet another competing league. This has raised serious, unavoidable questions. Are these stars genuinely fighting for the entire WNBA roster? Or are their decisions being shaped by their own major financial stakes in these alternate ventures? The everyday players, those without endorsement money or secondary income, feel deserted. They fear their careers are being placed on the line by a handful of stars who risk almost nothing in comparison.
That we have been saying we feel like it's a conflict of interest where you have Nneka Ogwumike accepting a multi-million-dollar deal with Project B while being the president on the board for the WNBPA negotiating a new CBA. You got Breanna Stewart and Nafisa Collier who are on the board, but they are co-founders of a competitor league, Unrivaled. All of these things we've called a conflict of interest, and now we are starting to see the players that it would truly affect. I mean, really affect. If there is a lockout, we're starting to see.
This conflict of interest is the heart of the outrage. The top stars have unrivaled money, Project B money, massive brand deals, safety nets that allow them to sit out the entire 2026 season without severe consequences. But most WNBA players don't have that luxury. Missing a single season spells financial ruin, a loss of momentum, and even the premature end of a dream they worked their entire lives for. This exposes a stark, unfair power imbalance inside the very union that was created to protect everyone, not just the elite few.
That it would truly affect. I mean, really affect. If there is a lockout, we're starting to see them come out and speak. I read you guys the article where Deja Kelly said, I'm trying to establish myself and show that I can play in the league, and I'm trying to have a job. I'm trying to have a job. I'm not trying to go no 2026 season. I'm playing in Athletes Unlimited, and I'm trying to make me a WNBA roster spot. I want a consistent job. A lockout is not beneficial to me.
I need a job. That simple truth slices through everything. And now reports confirm that the WNBA has placed a major offer on the table, one that includes raising the maximum salary to over $1.1 million. That's a life-changing jump. Base salaries would increase dramatically, and average pay would more than triple from its current level. For the players living paycheck to paycheck, this offer is transformational. It gives them financial stability, eliminates the need to play overseas in the off-season, and directly answers one of their biggest long-standing concerns.
Get the deal done. I want to get a deal done so that I don't have to do this. My body feels like crap. The WNBA is offering, I think it's a fair offer. And with that money, I would not have to come over here and play in the WNBL. I could rest and I can do training and get ready for the next season. I don't have to beat my body to hell to rush overseas to play. I don't want a lockout. Let's sign the deal. JC Shelburne, not welcomed at Project B. Not a part of 3-on-3 Unrivaled.
Yet despite this powerful offer sitting right there, negotiations have flatlined. The WNBPA is insisting on revenue sharing instead of accepting these massive guaranteed raises. And while revenue sharing may hold long-term promise, the short-term danger is enormous for players like Deja Kelly and Steph Talbot. A guaranteed salary increase is a lifeline, something they can rely on this very moment. They cannot gamble their futures on an uncertain revenue-sharing model, especially when pushing for it risks a lockout that pays them nothing. The physical toll is another critical issue. Take Jade Melbourne, a 23-year-old from the Washington Mystics. She openly admits her body is breaking down from playing a full WNBA season and immediately jetting overseas to compete in Australia's WNBL. This brutal year-round grind exists only because WNBA salaries are too low to survive on a loan. The new CBA could finally end this cycle. It would allow players to rest, train, and extend their careers. Melbourne's message is blunt. My body feels like crap. She sees the proposed deal as the answer, not a lockout that solves nothing. Her perspective exposes the real flaw in the union stance. Their refusal to accept a deal that provides immediate relief and long-term health benefits for most players. And remember, Melbourne, Talbot, Kelly, and players like them are not part Project B or unrivaled. They don't have those extra financial cushions. They represent the true core of the WNBA, the majority whose priorities are simple: a job, a livable wage, and the ability to stay healthy.